Alright, so this is what happens when water leaks into a valley. It's pretty messed up. I'm just gonna build a wall, stand it up to catch these joists, catch that valley. And I'm not even gonna put plywood on it, it's not gonna hurt it. There's a window right here. So that window, I'm just gonna block that window off. Doesn't really matter how you would fix it because you're not here, so I'm gonna fix it. I'm just gonna stand the wall up and call it done. As long as I catch that valley, catch those joists, then I'm good. Put a wall here, stand that wall up, and then that wall for the bathroom is good. So also I am gonna replace these joists once I get this wall stood up. That just needs to come out. That needs to come out. Can't really take that valley out because it's the roof that should have been replaced when the roof was replaced, but it is what it is, and it's gonna stay like that as long as it doesn't move in the future. So I'm gonna insert the wall. Gonna start pretty much 1.5 inches because I'm sitting right next to a stud, and at the beginning of that stud is where each mark would be. So I'm gonna start that 1.5 inches over, maybe 1 5/8 inches. Then I'll start my 16, 32, and really that's it. Small little insert, but you have a stud there, which there'll be a stud here, but there'll be a stud next to it that's gonna sit to it, and then at each one of those where drywall would be caught. If not, I would just start off like this, 15 1/4, 31 1/4, but this would have to be starting a wall. If this wasn't, it would be a starting wall. And there, you know, it keep going like that. Drywall will catch right where it needs to catch. Alright, it's in, don't matter. It's sticking out a little bit, but the drywall guy said it should be okay for him. So, should be alright as long as it's holding up that valley. That's all I'm worried about. I'm gonna replace those joists and be done with it. I gotta put another buck right here to add my wall there. I didn't bring enough studs, enough 2x4s, so gotta get 2x4s, and I gotta get 14 footers for that. So okay, so I got a wall here, and I got pretty much 73 at the bottom, 73.5 at the top. So my wall size is gonna have to be 73. It should be a little bit smaller than 73. But this is off. That's level. This is off. It's off a little bit. It's going back that way, so this wall is linked back that way. That's what's giving it the half. That's level. For the most part, the 2x4 is bowed a little bit, so it's throwing it off, but it's level. So that's what's throwing it off. But whenever you build the wall, you take your smallest point, because you can't take the biggest point, because the biggest point ain't gonna fit down here. So you got to take your smallest point and make your wall to the smallest point. There's gonna be a little bit of a gap up there, but it's not gonna hurt it. I can run a screw into it or something just to attach, or I'll figure something out with a piece of wood. But I also got to cut these 2x4s out of a 2x6, because I don't want to go to Home Depot right now, and I want to finish this wall. Otherwise I'm not going to get this tub in today, so I'm going to cut them out of a 2x6. And then the other half of that 2x6, I can use it somewhere else. We can use it for shims. We can always use extra wood or whatever. So also, I never stick frame walls like this. If I can get a wall, build it on the ground, and stand it up, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna stick frame it. Stick framing meaning put a plate there, put a plate up top, and put my middles in. For one, it takes way longer, and for two, the wall never is square. The wall is never, it's never right. So it just takes way longer, and it's just way harder. So I love the smell of freshly cut pine. Well, at least this stuff, it smells like, kind of smells like a fresh cut carrot. Alright, so I got her done. I can barely get my gun into to shoot that. I'm in a tight spot. The wall is racked, but it's gonna rack the way it needs to rack anyway when it goes in here. I want it to go all the way against that wall because that wall is more level than this wall. So I'll lift this thing up. Oh, nailed into the ground. Had a couple blocks right there to not catch it, or to not allow this wall to drop. Seemed like the wall was twisted also, but don't really matter because it's gonna go where I want it to go once I get it in here. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be tight there too, so I just didn't want it to drop. And while I grab that sledge, make sure it don't fall on me. Move all my shit out the way. And this side, that side's good. This side right here is the side that's a little tight. Hooah. Okay. And really, I don't want to hit too hard either. Really, that shouldn't even be there. That sister 2x6. Got a one-handed sledge. Alright, now we're good. Now I just gotta adjust it. But really, I can't really level it. I can level that end, but it has to run with this wall. So if this wall is not plumb this way, it's gonna have to go with it because can't throw it off too much. The drywallers, it's like if it's not level here, it is level there. This decides to stick in, they're gonna have to shim the whole wall. So it's gonna float with that wall, but it is gonna be level on this end. Alright you guys, it's done. I still gotta frame in the tub. I was gonna put the tub here, but it can't go here. It's too small right here for one, and for two, you couldn't put a shower rod if you wanted to keep the windows, so the windows gotta go regardless. But it's done. This is old work. This ain't new work. This isn't new construction. I know some guys that wouldn't want to do this stuff because it's either too hard for them or it's too complicated, or some people don't like doing stuff that's wrong. Like, for example, this isn't level, so I couldn't put this wall level. I had to float it with this wall. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much it's wrong. I mean, it's showing a little bit level, but it's off. It's just not right. So, and you can't just start tearing down everything to redo the, I mean, I guess you could just gut the whole house and then redo it. I mean, we have done that to some houses, but you can't do that in everything. So you got to just kind of go with the flow and do what it calls for. So I don't know how long these are. I can't tell how long these videos are, so I kind of just stitch them together, and however long they are, how long they are. So I still have to Run a couple new joists up top, but for the most part, do that. Frame the tub, put the tub in, put the diverter. So it is what it is. I'll do the floor. So